Hi everyone, JJIR here, and in this video we're going to talk briefly about internet security because just recently something happened with a lot of creators on YouTube in which their accounts got hacked or were being hacked. So I just wanted to run through here real quick what you should do to avoid getting hacked online using two-step authentication or two-factor authentication, making sure you take these things into account that we're going to see right now just to make sure you don't have this problem in the future. The first thing you want to do is completely avoid SMS. Please stop using SMS as two-factor authentication because it is extremely weak. So I know lots of people keep on using SMS to have this two-factor authentication set up. The idea here is to avoid this completely because if you don't, you may get hacked in the future. This is not a suggestion. This is something you need to take very seriously to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. So there's plenty of articles online that indicate that you should not use SMS. Please take a look at those so you can keep yourself up to speed with what's going on with that. So having said that, there's two options you can use to keep yourself secure. One is something like Google Authenticator, which is this. It's basically an install on your cell phone, on your iPad, whatever you want. And what it does, it generates a 6-digit number about every minute. And that 6-digit number you use after you put in your password. So even if they grab your password, unless they have the Authenticator app, then they can't get into your account. So this is both available in Android and in iOS. And the other option you have, which is an even stronger way of keeping yourself secure, is using security keys that look similar to this. Yubico is a very popular company that sells these things. They have products here, and you have lots of options that you can use here. They have these types of formats. So you have USB-A and USB-C and even Lightning now. So the suggestion here is to get one of these. And if you're more of a Google fan, then you can use Google's Titan security key, which is very similar. This is a Bluetooth key here, and this is an older USB-A one. But either way, any of these will be fine. And the idea is that you can use these to set up something within your account. So just to give a quick demo here, I'm going to be using this one down here, this little guy here. He's the smallest one for USB-C. I'm using a Chromebook right now, but it can be on an Android or on a Windows or Mac or whatever you want in this case. It's not a problem. And having put this into the USB socket, then, for example, if I'm over here and I'm going into Gmail, I'm going to click on Next. And then after I click on Next, it's asking me for the key here. So I have to touch that key with my two fingers, and then it will tell me that I can go in now. Okay, so once I'm in my account, I can go up here to the upper right-hand corner, click on this guy, and then click on Google Account to jump in and add one of these keys. After I jump in, I'm going to go here to where it says Security. And in Security, we're going to go down here to where it says Two-Step Verification. It's going to re-ask for my password to jump in here. Not a problem, just re-put your password in there so we can jump into that area. So here, Google's going to offer you various possibilities of adding second step or two-step verification here. And as we have here, we have security keys, and you can add as many security keys as you want. So for example, I have a mini USB Yubico key and a micro USB-C Yubico key. The one I was using right now is the USB-C one. And then down here we have a Google Prompt, which is a little bit less secure, and then the Authenticator app. So the most secure in this case is going to be the security keys, and then I would use the Authenticator app, and then I would use a Google Prompt or something similar. Down below we have backup codes that you can grab as well, but just make sure you put them in a very secure place if you're going to print those out. And then you have voice and text, which is what we're trying to avoid completely in the section down here. I would also suggest getting rid of devices you trust. It's not really worthwhile doing that because it can open up your laptop or your cell phone if you have Bluetooth headphones and things like that. So even if you used those in the past, the best thing to do is just get rid of them and make sure that the only way of jumping in is either with your biometric security, like your fingerprint or something like that, or Face ID, and then the security keys in this case. So you have your fingerprint, your Face ID, and then you have your security keys, and then maybe the Authenticator app, but I just wouldn't go any further than that just to make sure that you can jump into your accounts. So to add another new security key, all you have to do is click on here, add security key, and then plug that security key in, click on next, and then you just touch that. Now I'm not going to do that now because I don't have a new security key, but if you had one, you just plug it in and then touch that, and then automatically it would register it. Sometimes there's a button up here that says allow, so you might want to click on that when it comes out. That's not a problem. And then afterwards, you give it a name so you know what security key you added. And with that, you're all set to go. And you just make sure you have to keep that with you at all times. Or my humble suggestion is that you have one with you at all times and then one at your house, because if something happens to the one that you have with you, if you lose that one because you have on your keychain, you lose your keys or something like that, at least you have another backup one. Because if you have Google G Suite for Business or G Suite for Education, then you won't have a problem with this. But if it's your personal Gmail account, you'll have a lot more problems if you lose all of your security keys. So the suggestion here is that, especially for personal Gmail accounts, when you don't have anything like a backup with the G Suite for Business or Education, then the idea is to have various or multiple ways of jumping in here with two-step or two-factor authentication, so you don't have any problem with that. So I would suggest one or two security keys, maybe the Authenticator app in another cell phone, maybe you keep it home. And then down here, keep up the backup codes or something like that, or Google Prompts or something. But just make sure you avoid, like I mentioned before, the voice and text messages, and make sure you have more than one possibility or way of getting inside of your account so you don't get locked out if for some reason you forget or you lose whatever you had before to use two-step authentication. So I hope this video helped to allow you guys to be safer online. If there's any questions or doubts, please put them in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to either respond to them or even make a new video because of how important this is. That's why I did this on the fly right now, because of the urgency of helping people to get this thing fixed. And if you like this video and it helped you, give a thumbs up and subscribe. But thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, take care.